Hundreds of demonstrators marched across New York City on Saturday with a message of solidarity with the Iranian nation. The demonstrations are part of an international day of action against sanctions on Iran and a possible war. Across the United States, thousands have taken to the streets in more than 70 cities, while in other nations, including Canada, India, and the UK, protesters are calling for a safe and secure world without another war.
Is this going to be another war based on lies? Why would we support it? And in New York, and 78 other cities, there are people in the United States who oppose a U.S. war on Iran.
Weary of the U.S. government's wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, protesters from all walks of life chanted slogans of peace as they made their way from Times Square to the U.S. mission to the United Nations, where Eleanor Omani, one of the organizers, read her open letter to U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Susan Rice, calling for an end to U.S. isolationist policies.
Dear Ambassador Rice!
Dear Ambassador Rice!
I stand before the U.S. mission to the UN.
I stand before the U.S. mission to the UN.
With great pain and anger in my heart.
With posters and placards in hand, and under heavy police security, demonstrators called for more jobs and a higher employment rate rather than another war.
We're horrified at the thought that our government seems to be saber-rattling and acting as though the idea that Iran could have a nuclear weapon is anything to worry about, less than that we have zillions of nuclear weapons, and so does Pakistan, and so does Israel, and it's just a made-up excuse.
We should not be defending Israel at the cost of world war because they want to go on occupying land that does not belong to them.
With an active discussion in the U.S. and Israeli media about a possible attack on Iran's energy facilities and a new round of sanctions against Iran, many are worried that if they don't take to the streets and protest, the consequences will be dire. Susan Madaris, Press TV, New York.